Femke Bol won her first 800-meter race ever as a senior athlete. She ran a Dutch indoor record in the process. 1 week later, she announced something shocking on Instagram. The superstar pulled out of her next competition completely. Her body was sending a message she could not ignore. One of the greatest athletes of her generation just hit a wall she never expected. Femke Bol was born on February 23, 2000 in Amersfoort, Netherlands. She became one of the most decorated track and field athletes of her generation across multiple events and competition levels. Bol is the 2023 and 2025 world champion in the 400-meter hurdles at the highest competitive level. She is the 5-time European gold medalist across multiple events, including 400-meter hurdles, relays, and flat running competitions. She won the 4 times 400 meters mixed relay Olympic gold medal at the Paris 2024 Olympics, running an extraordinary anchor leg. For over a decade, Femke Bol owned the 400-meter hurdles at the highest level with unmatched dominance. She holds the European record in the 400-meter hurdles at 50.95 seconds, making her the second fastest woman of all time in the entire event. She also holds the world record in the 400-meter short track with a time of 49.17 seconds set in March 2024. She defeated every rival who stepped in front of her across multiple seasons. She won consistently and decisively across championship levels, including World Championships, Olympic Games, and European Championships. But in October 2025, Femke Bol announced something that shocked the entire international track world. She announced her intention to move up in distance to the 800-meter for the 2026 competitive season. The decision was deliberate, strategic, and deeply personal. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, Bol's historic rival in the 400-meter hurdles, was taking a planned maternity leave from competing in 2026 to focus on starting a family. Just months earlier at the World Championships in Tokyo, Bol had defended her 400-meter hurdles title in dominant form, running 51.54 seconds in September 2025. She was competing at the absolute peak of her powers. Bol could have continued to dominate that event unopposed throughout 2026. Instead, she chose a completely different challenge. She decided to test her limits and capabilities in a distance she had not competed in seriously since she was a teenager. She had not contested the 800-meter event since 2017, when she ran 2 minutes 19.51 seconds indoors as a 16-year-old developing athlete. Femke Bol restructured her entire training program for the 800-meter debut. She spent months building aerobic capacity and 800-meter specific fitness. Her coaches created a new training methodology focused on middle-distance running endurance rather than hurdles explosiveness. She described this shift as pushing my body in new ways. Every system in her body had to adapt to completely different physical demands. On February 8, 2026, Femke Bol made her 800-meter debut at the Meeting Metz in Metz, France at an international level. Nobody in the international track community knew what to expect from her transition. She was an unknown and untested quantity at this middle-distance event. Bol made a stunning and high-stakes debut over 800 meters, clocking a Dutch indoor record of 1 minute 59.07 seconds in her first competitive international race at the distance. The performance was extraordinary and remarkable for a debut at this level. According to European athletics official records, the performance placed her 5th on the 2026 world list and 3rd in Europe overall. She competed against experienced and battle-tested 800-meter runners and defeated them decisively. It was a strategically paced race, with the official pacemaker completing 2 full laps in 56.66 seconds. Femke ran her final 400-meter split in roughly 1 minute 2.40 seconds, demonstrating the explosive closing speed and finishing kick she developed as a dominant 400-meter hurdles champion. What nobody saw behind the scenes was deeply troubling physical signals and medical concerns. After the last tough training session at training camp, Bol had been dealing with a persistent connective tissue strain in her left foot. She had been managing the inflammation for the 2 weeks leading up to her debut race and competition. She ran a decent first 800-meter race despite dealing with that foot injury, but the injury was not truly stable or solid. It was merely being managed and controlled through aggressive physical therapy and treatment protocols. With her coaching team, Bol made a deliberate decision that the tendon strain was stable enough to race the 2 planned indoor competitions on her schedule. She wanted to test herself against real competitive opposition. She wanted to prove that the 800-meter transition strategy was working. However, after her first competitive race, there was a noticeably stronger reaction to the injury. Her team did not want to risk further aggravation and damage. The decision came quickly and was made with medical team guidance. And on February 17th, exactly 9 days after her triumphant debut, Femke Bol announced her withdrawal from all further competition. She revealed on her Instagram account that she ended her 2026 indoor season early due to the connective tissue issue in her foot. She had been scheduled to return over 600 meters at the Meeting Hauts-de-France Pas de Calais Trophée in Liévin on February 19th. In her public statement, Femke was remarkably honest about her physical situation. She said, "I'm using and pushing my body in new ways this year. It's a fine line, and right now my body is telling me it's a bit too much." Those words exposed the real challenge underlying her shift. Her body had spent over a decade adapting to 400-meter hurdles training. She had been competing at the highest level for many years without major injury. Now, switching to a new event with different training volume and intensity triggered an unexpected physical response. The 800-meter requires sustained aerobic effort that the 400-meter hurdles does not demand. The acceleration demands are different. The recovery demands are different. The foot strike patterns differ from hurdles. Her left foot tendon, never stressed with this training load before, became inflamed and reactive. Femke Bol's injury created immediate concerns about her Olympic timeline. The 2028 Olympics were years away, but the 2026 outdoor season was approaching. She planned comprehensive rehabilitation and building toward the outdoor season. During training camp, Bol sustained a foot tendon injury, leading her to withdraw from her only planned race, a 600-meter world best attempt in Liévin, France. Her indoor season consisted of just one race, one glorious debut, one premature exit. Her coaching staff and medical team faced critical decisions. Should she continue the 800-meter evolution, modify her training, return to 400-meter hurdles where her body was proven safe? These were not easy questions. Coach Laurent Mulhoui confirmed Bol would not race the 800 indoors again. Femke Bol's injury reveals something important about athletic evolution at the highest level. Moving events is not simply about developing fitness and technique. It is about retraining the entire body to handle different physical stresses and demands. Bol decided to take on a new challenge to keep things fresh and avoid complacency. That motivation was admirable and human, but the body had other plans. What makes this moment even more complex was the timing. Just days after ending her indoor season due to injury, Femke married Belgian pole vaulter Ben Bruders on February 21st, 2026. While she dealt with foot pain and uncertainty, her rival Keely Hodgkinson dominated the very distance Bol was trying to conquer. On February 19th, Hodgkinson broke the women's indoor 800-meter world record at 154.87 in Liévin. She navigated a new marriage, new event, and emerging world-class rivals simultaneously. The pressure was extraordinary. The 800-meter is not destroying Femke Bol permanently. It is simply revealing the cost of athletic change. Her body needs time to adapt. Her foot tendon requires rehabilitation. Her training program needs modification. These are temporary obstacles, not permanent setbacks.